You're doing it wrong. Not brutal, just honest. Most guys try to buy feelings. They try to convince. They hustle with lines and gestures. That rarely works. Here's the clean truth. She doesn't fall for what you say. She falls for how she feels when she's around you. Slowly, quietly, without a checklist. That feeling is what I call emotional gravity. You want her to orbit you. Not because you begged, because being near you feels like coming home. Repeat after me. She falls for feelings, not facts. Say it, mean it, live it. Point 1. She falls for how you handle silence. Silence is not empty. It's a mirror. When she withdraws, she's testing you. If you panic, over-explain, or flood her with texts, you fail the test. If you stay calm, she notices on a cellular level. You don't need to perform. You need to hold space. Stillness equals trust. Trust becomes comfort. Comfort becomes pull. That's emotional gravity. Point 2. She falls for steadiness under heat. When emotions flare, most men scramble to fix things. They get defensive. They flee. Don't. The man she remembers is the man who doesn't flinch. You don't have to solve her problems. You don't have to be right. You just have to be unmoved by her storm. Breathe. Listen. Hold the line. Stability creates safety. Safety breeds attachment. Point 3. She falls for a man who protects his energy. This is not ego, it's standards. Answering every ping, chasing approval, performing to be liked. Those are weakness signals. Boundaries are attractive signals. When you value your time, she values yours. When you don't need validation, you become scarce in a healthy way. Scarcity that's calm is magnetic. It says, I'm not available to everyone. I'm available to the right person. Point 4. She falls for the way you treat her flaws. Real relationships aren't highlight reels. They're messy. She's testing to see if you will shame, fix, or flee during her low moments. If you laugh, judge, or withdraw, you lose. If you stay soft, if you accept the unpolished version of her, she relaxes. She stops performing. Your calm acceptance turns her mask into a mirror. She sees herself. She breathes. She remembers why she wanted someone who could hold the messy parts. That's how attachment forms. Point 5. She falls when you lead without controlling. Leadership here is quiet. It's decision-making without drama. It's planning without permission-seeking for every step. It's clarity without coercion. When you steer with purpose, she can stop doing all the steering herself. That relief is addictive. She begins to lean in. Not because you stole her choices, but because you made the future feel less chaotic. Trust follows competence. Love follows trust. Point 6. She falls when you let intimacy arrive on its own timetable. Stop trying to manufacture intimacy. Oversharing, pushing for declarations, and rushed confessions feel desperate. Let conversations breathe. Let silences hold weight. When she opens up, listen to understand, not to reply. Be the man who waits for authenticity, not the man who pressures it. Patience with vulnerability is rare. Rarity gets retained. Point 7. She falls for the life you're already living. This is the irony. The less you need her to be whole, the more she wants in. If you're building a life, habits, goals, momentum, that life becomes a stage she wants to join. You don't promise growth. You show it. She doesn't want to be the reason you change. She wants to be invited to the change that's already happening. You living with direction pulls her energy toward yours. That's attraction with an anchor. Point 8. She falls for composed availability, present but not desperate. Emotional unavailability is a misunderstood flex. I'm not telling you to be cold. Be composed. Don't overreact. Don't demand constant reassurance. Hold your boundaries with kindness. When she tests you and you respond with calm, curiosity turns into desire. Desire turns into attachment. Be the kind of man whose center isn't shaken by every small storm. Here's the practical. Stop scripting what to say. Start practicing who you are when she's beside you. Be still in silence. Be steady in chaos. Protect your energy. Accept her imperfect parts. Lead with clarity. Let closeness unfold. Build a life she can picture herself in. Be composed without being distant. Small exercises you can do today. When she goes quiet, text one sentence max. When she's upset, listen for 5 minutes without offering solutions. Schedule 1 hour a week for a goal you own. No asking, no permission. Practice saying, "I'm here," and meaning it. Those habits are how you grow emotional gravity. Now the part that actually matters. The line she will tell her friends about later won't be one thing you said. It will be the way she felt when you made room for her silence. The way she felt when you didn't flinch. The way she felt when your life moved forward without needing her to carry it. That's the quiet architecture of falling in love. If this landed, do one thing. Drop emotional gravity in the comments. If you stayed till the end, type orbit. Share this with one friend who needs to upgrade from being loud to being magnetic. Remember, you don't chase real love. You become the man whose presence makes it impossible to ignore.